What are the three most important things to focus on to be successful with weight loss? My name is Erin Abdry, and if you've been struggling with your weight and you can't figure out why, well, stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the three things you need to prioritize to finally find success with your weight loss efforts. And I'll be talking about exactly what I did to lose 120 pounds at 40 years old. So let's dive in. The biggest shift people have to make to be successful with weight loss, the thing they have to recognize is that losing weight and keeping it off is not just about changing your food intake or any tactical thing, like specifically what you're going to do. Like, you're going to clean up your diet. Okay, great. You're going to try intermittent fasting. You're going to start walking, whatever it is. And that's what most people think it's about. It's just about behaviors. And it's what I call hopeless dieter thinking. You're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and you're trying to continue to be a hopeless dieter, but one who has better eating habits. That's not the idea. That's a recipe for temporary results, guaranteed. It's the whole lottery analogy you might have heard me use before. So when a broke person wins the lottery, somewhere between 70 and 80% of the time, they'll go bankrupt within 3 years. Why? Because they're not capable of maintaining that wealth because of who they are fundamentally. So yeah, it's kind of how they behave. You might think it's how they behave, but more importantly, it's who they are. It's what they believe to be true. It's how they see the world. They have a broke person mentality. And the strongest human tendency is to act in accordance with who we believe ourselves to be, our identity. So those people believe themselves to be a certain way. They believe they deserve a certain level of success. And it's not that hard. If you win 30 or $50 million or whatever, it's not that hard to not go broke. You could even buy some Lambos and mansions and yachts and still have enough left over, right? Or you could hire a professional, or you could learn about investing. But basically, you would have to change your identity so that you would become someone who is now responsible with money and informed and makes good decisions and, learns what they don't know. And you have to make sure that you believe that you deserve it, which is probably the hardest part, because you don't actually really deserve it. You didn't earn it, right? So that's the number one thing you should focus on to prioritize for your weight loss journey, is to focus on shifting your identity from the 1.0 version of you, what I call a hopeless dieter, to the 2.0 version of you. And she is an effortlessly thin person. Before I share with you the second thing to focus on during your weight loss journey, I'd love to hear from you. So what is something that you once thought was important for weight loss and you now realize isn't important at all? Go to the comments below and let me know. And if you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. Hit that subscribe button or the notification bell. I'm on a mission to help 10,000 women over 40 learn how to shed the weight permanently and live the rest of their lives in their dream bodies. And if you want to know more about how I help women shift their identity and develop their self-discipline in a way that's automatic and effortless, this is what my program, Make This Your Year Weight Loss, is all about. So check out makethisyouryear.com for more details. Okay, number 2 is recognize that your weight problem is a complex problem, as problems always are, right? What it's really about is thinking about your weight struggle in a way that perhaps you never had before. And it's recognizing that it's a holistic problem with a lot of pieces, a lot of contributing factors, as is the case with most problems in life. Most problems are not just caused by a single thing, right? Like if your marriage ends, your business fails, it's never just because of a single thing, right? It's like that with everything. So your weight problem has many contributing factors, many root causes. And once you see that, you'll understand that you can't solve it by only fixing one thing, like just by cleaning up your diet. Like, that's one piece of it, but it's not the only piece. So what I help people do is first to do a brainstorm of all of their root causes of their weight problem. Start with the physical biological reasons. Like maybe you have cravings, you're hungry all the time, your body doesn't send you full signals when you eat. Like all those physical things that your body does or doesn't do that contribute to your weight problem. And then also brainstorm all of the behavioral reasons. So it's all the reasons that your mind does or doesn't do that contribute to your weight problem. Like, I have no willpower, I can't sustain my motivation, I make bad food choices, I don't like feeling like I'm missing out on all the fun, like all that stuff. All your thoughts that you're having and the times that your mind is contributing to your weight problem. And then what we do is over the course of 12 months, you're on your weight loss journey, like number one priority of your life. That's why I call my program, Make This Your Year. I ask that you make your weight and yourself a priority for at least a year. And then you have the ball rolling, you have a bit of momentum if you have to keep going after that. But during your 12 months, you tackle each one of your root causes one by one. So you get rid of every single bad habit and replace it with a healthy habit. You get rid of every single belief or way of thinking that's destructive and contributing to your weight problem. And often it's not even really about food and eating, but it's still all connected, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And our lives are not isolated and compartmentalized into different sections that don't affect each other, right? So if you aren't able to handle your emotions or handle your stress in your career, that is absolutely going to trickle into other areas of your life, right? I don't need to tell you that. If you go to bed at night scrolling on your phone, you're telling your subconscious brain to prioritize chasing dopamine hits and instant gratification. So do you think that's going to affect your food choices and your cravings, right? Compare that to if you go to bed at night journaling about all your successes for the day in whatever area you want. It doesn't have to be limited to your weight loss journey. It could be other successes. But if you just write out all your successes from the day, and then maybe also write out a plan for how you're going to tackle the next day, that tells your subconscious brain you're the kind of person who is winning and succeeding and in total control. And also the type of person who prioritizes being productive and pursuing goals. And it just sends a very different message about who you are and your identity. And your subconscious brain responds to consistency. So you can't just behave that way once in a while. It has to be consistently. I like to journal twice a day. So once in the morning, once in the evening. And I find myself thinking differently each time. Like in the evening, I tend to be more analytical and I like to reflect on things. And then in the morning, I'm more like in planning mode. Whatever works for you, but journaling helps it helps you undergo a transformation, because you'll truly believe yourself to be a different version of yourself, and you'll believe that you deserve the success that you achieve. So you need to become the future version of yourself that you envision. And the first step to doing that is to envision it. So journal about it. What is the future version of yourself? Your 2.0, your next level you. What is she like? What does she think like? What does she believe? What healthy habits does she have? What does she like doing? Like really define it in your mind. And you can go through iterations over time and refine it, but you have to know who you want to become and then work towards becoming her. You can't just stay the same person who has slightly different habits. It's temporary results only. But if you have this vision in your mind of who you want to become, emulate her now. Practice behaving like her and thinking like her and being her. So many people are all about just chasing the quick wins, the quick solutions, but it's like easy come, easy go, right? So what we need to do is to shift and to focusing on becoming a new person, a better version of ourselves. And most people don't want to do that. They just want to get the result that a different person could get. Like they just want to win the lottery without doing anything to earn the money. And it's really a recipe for self-sabotage, because you'll still be a hopeless dieter who temporarily gets some results that won't fit with your identity. And so they won't stick. I have a journal cover that says, a goal is not just about what you accomplish, it's about who you become. And isn't that it, right? You have to become the person who's capable of both achieving and sustaining the results that you want. And then the other most important thing, number 3, is to make sure you have accountability for the whole duration of your transformation, or at least the first 12 months is what I like to. You could even get away with 6 months. If you have accountability for 6 months, you would really lock in some new habits, some new elements of a new identity in that time. 12 months is even better. And once you become a new version of yourself, your 2.0, you're not going to need accountability for the rest of your life, because you'll just be acting like yourself and it'll be second nature for you. But during your journey, during your identity shift, your transformation, it's so important. As human beings, we let ourselves down all the time, right? Like when nobody's looking. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to eat this food and it doesn't count because no one's here to judge me. And it's not only with food. Whatever behavior someone's trying to change about themselves, if nobody's around, they're going to be super tempted to do it, right? Like you feel you can get away with it. And I think there's an element that stems from childhood that was programmed into us. Like when nobody's here to watch, let me see what I can get away with. We become adults and we think we just don't need accountability anymore. Or maybe we just don't grow up. We just resist it and resent it like kids for our whole lives. Either way, it's to our detriment. We all need to embrace accountability in our lives and set our lives up to have as much accountability as we possibly can. The more accountability, the better. It's the thing channeling you forward, especially at the beginning of a new behavior or a new challenge, like your weight loss journey. And then over time, you'll become more and more accountable to yourself. Your integrity will grow stronger and stronger. Plus, your lifestyle will get easier and more automatic. And it gets to the point where it doesn't even take much effort anymore, right? You're effortlessly thin. What is your future self will become your current self, and you will have arrived. And then you'll have a new level. You'll have your next goal. There's always another level you can achieve, right? You can reach for. So you'll need accountability to get there, because without accountability, you won't be able to get to the next level of your potential. So if you want some help shifting your identity, identifying the root causes of your weight problem, and accountability to help you stick to your plan, that's literally what I do in the Make This Your Year program for life-changing weight loss. It's personalized, custom help for you. So book a free weight loss call with me, and we'll talk about how I help women over 40 lose weight without willpower, and how you can do it so you can still enjoy all your favorite foods. Grab your free weight loss call and we'll dive into it. I'd love to talk about how I can help. Click the link in the description or erinadrie.com, ERINADRIE.com, and choose a time in my calendar that works best for you. While you're at it, grab the free PDF that describes the 7 biggest weight loss mistakes people make and how to avoid them. There's a link in the description for that too. All right, let's go, ladies. I look forward to hearing about your success.